And of course, we've got Miracle Mashori at Chawane tonight with us. We are talking about his book that is coming through soon. Very much interesting thing there, saying that the Vibrant University, and of course, we're looking forward to hearing more about it. Good evening, sir, and thank you very much for making time to speak to us yet again this evening.
Mr. Kagiso, good evening, and to the audiences, good evening, everyone at home and everyone listening. Thank you so much for introducing me so well. I thought you made a mistake in the beginning when you said Miracle Mishori, and I was about to correct you and I say it's Mashori, not Mishori.
Absolutely, Mashori. Yes.
Correct.
And I'm just looking at that. What does Mashori mean?
It means the same thing as miracle. Basically, it's a translation, and it's interesting that you're asking me that meaning, because I wrote it in the beginning of the book, and I said anyone who asks me what the meaning of the name is will have to get the book. So you happen to be the first victim who needs to get the book so you can understand the meaning behind it.
Let me just openly say here on this platform that, of course, I am getting the book, and everyone at home listening, you want to get this book. Very much interesting introduction there of the book. I was just going through it, and let me just give you the pedestal to tell us more about this book. The Five Friends University. Why the Five Friends University?
The Five Friend University starts off. Let me just give a theme of what the book is about. The book is about three things that I have identified that make up a human being. We are made up of three things, and those three things in particular are our past, our present, and our future. So many people try to live their present and ignore their past, because sometimes maybe your past is bad. You come from a bad family, the background is not okay, you were abused, or maybe you're not raised in a way that you would have liked to be raised in your childhood. And therefore you just want to close off that chapter and you don't want to look at it. But unfortunately, in trying to live today with the hopes of having a better future, our past does not forget about us, and it does not ignore us. It keeps creeping upon us through what we see as weaknesses in our daily lives. You see yourself, you have so much fear of executing your ideas. There are many people who have business ideas in their minds, but they are held on by fear. The fear of what if I fail? What if I am judged? What are people going to say? And when you date back and understand where is that fear coming from, you realize that those are just the remnants of the past experiences that you are avoiding. So the Five Friend University, it was really me going back to the past experiences that I went through. And particularly there's a Five Friend story where it was back in the days where my father took me to a different province from where I was born, and I was left there in our other home in Limpopo. I come from Mpumalanga. So my father took me to Limpopo, and I stayed in Limpopo for a couple of years, and I stayed alone there in our other house. And he would just visit me every now and then to check up on me. And every time he goes home, he would leave me with 50 rand to survive through the week. That time inflation was still low and bread was still relatively cheap. It was 5 rand in particular. So one time my dad went back home, and I was so addicted to those game machines, those arcade machines where you put in 50 cents and you're playing. I was very addicted with that, and because I had a lot of money in me, the 50 rand was just a lot for me to survive through the week. So I would break it down into 50 cents, and I would play that game constantly, every day. Coming back from school, I would go to the spaza shop to play that game. And one day, my father came back unannounced. He didn't tell me that he was going to come back. He decided to come back, and I was at the game machine. Coming back from school, I didn't get home. I was at the game machine. And I played until it was so late in the evening. He called everybody, my school teachers, transport, my friend's house. I was nowhere to be found. Didn't have a phone at the time. And later, when he lost all the options of where I was, stressing and panicking, one of my friends that I was with at the game machine who was asking to play with me. I refused to give him the game because I wanted to beat it so hard, and he eventually said, you know what, I'm gonna go home. He went home. When he got home, he met my father at the gate, and my father asked him, hey, where's your friend? And I'm like, the guy said, no, the guy is busy playing there at the game machine with money. How that situation translated to me gambling in my father's ears, I do not know. My father said, what? The guy is gambling. Yeah, the guy is gambling. It changed. The tables turned. When I got back home, and I'm just summarizing the story. In the book, everything is laid out well. So when I got back home, I saw my father's my father's car at the gate, and I knew that it was a mess. I got into the building, into the house. That night, it was a rough night, I'm gonna tell you that. He had about 5 sticks in a jacket that he was wearing. All of those sticks ended on my body. It was really bad. It was that bad because, mind you, my father is a pastor. So being a pastor and me gambling, that situation does not add up. And when he went back home the following week, he left 5 rand on the table.
Yeah.
And I had to survive. That is where the 5 rand comes from. He left 5 rand on the table, and that is what I had to survive on for the next week. And that's where my education started, with how I managed that 5 rand. And that is the foundation of this book, because I realized in my living today, the way I am, how I've developed, everything started from that 5 rand story, that my dad was disciplining me for gambling and wasting money. And it changed my life forever. And this book is really to help people go back into their past experiences, not to stay there, but to embrace your past. Because the more you avoid it, is the more you are stuck in one place, the more you are not able to move forward and live today to your full and maximum potential. So that is what the book is really about.
Very much interesting, and very much interesting story there. I can imagine from 50 rand down to 5 rand, and really having to manage that amount, the lesson that you've learned. But here is the actually interesting part of the book. As you say, you are a pastor's kid, and you grew up with an identity imposed on you, not only by upbringing, but also by the congregation of your father's church and the community around you, saying that you spend your entire life afraid of being judged, afraid of being wrong, afraid of failing, and constantly seeking validation and approval from those around you, because your surroundings expected you to always be perfect. Just paint us a picture there, the challenges really that PKs, as they are known, really face, and personally in relation to your story and this particular statement that I've read now.
But Brother Kagiso, if you were planning on being a pastor's kid, I'll tell you to go back now. No, man, that's a full-time job, and it's not easy. It's very, very hard being a pastor's kid, because your life becomes a constant sermon where everyone around you who knows that you're a pastor's kid expects you to live in a certain way.
Yeah.
They expect you to dress in a certain way. They do not expect to see you in certain places. The moment they see you in certain places, you are labeled as the ultimate sinner, as if you are the actual pastor. And for a very long time in my situation, I am the only boy amongst 4 ladies. I'm right in the middle. I've got 2 older sisters, there's me, and there's 2 younger sisters. So you can imagine that kind of scenario. My father is a founder of our church, and he's got about 47 branches across South Africa. So everyone who saw me, they were calling me bishop from a very young age. They were saying bishop, junior bishop, future bishop. Everywhere I go, everybody would say bishop, bishop, bishop. So that pressure was so much on my shoulders. it became so hard for me to express who I was outside of my father's shadow. So that experience was very hard, because even when I get to situations where I need to introduce myself, I would not know what to say. Because when I say, my name is Chawane, oh, the pastor's kid, hey, how's your father? And the whole thing changes from me to my father. So for a very long time, I didn't have an identity. I was now, and as a coping mechanism, I became a comedian. I became a joker. I was, all the time, I would get an opportunity, turn it into a joke. Whether I'm on stage, my father would give me stages to introduce him as a speaker. And when I get there, I would just crack jokes. And that was me crying out. And in people's eyes, I look like, this guy is very enthusiastic about life. He's very energetic. He's so amazing. He's got many talents. He's doing everything. But that was me actually crying out to find my identity, to say, who am I really? And it was only until I decided to sit down and say, you know what? I need to find who I was. And how did I get there? I remember in my second year of university, I was very, very depressed. I would come back from school and I would just switch off the lights in my room, stay in the dark and sleep. Sometimes I couldn't even sleep. I would just look at the roof. I didn't know why I was alive, because I just didn't know what the problem was. And thanks to YouTube and the social media world that we are in, I started watching a lot of YouTube videos and understanding more about loneliness and depression. And that's when I realized that, your past traumatic events have a huge impact on who you turn out to be today. And that's when I started taking out a journal, and I would write all the things that were paining my heart, all the things that were a problem in my spirit. I wrote them down, and now I had a huge feeling of resentment towards my father, because I felt like he was doing all these things on me, and he just was abusing me. In my mind, I was just blaming my father. And upon doing that exercise where I journaled all my life experiences, and I realized that, no, man, my father was actually trying to develop me into a better human being. And that's when I decided to let go, and everything was now in the past. And I would even look at the story and it was a joke now, because I didn't even expect my father to apologize, because to all he cares, all he was doing was raising his son the best way possible. So I just interpreted it wrong. And that's why I say in the book, you are responsible for what you say or do. I am responsible for what I take. My father was responsible for how he raised me. And I was responsible for how I took and interpreted that raising.
I like how you say it. It reminds me of, if I'm not mistaken, it was my second year in university. I did communications, and I think it was first year, where you are taught that communication is basically the encoding and the decoding of messages. So what you put out there is not your responsibility as to how the other person encodes it, or rather decodes it.
Correct.
Anyway, so
correct.
It's very important that what I put out there, it is your responsibility as a listener to also take it in a way and try to understand the meaning of what is being said.
Correct. Precisely so.
Very much interesting. But now, because we are looking at time, quickly take us through this briefly. How did you now manage to make peace with all these things, considering that you have 47 branches? All these people still see you as the next bishop, pastor, taking over from your father and all that. How did you now get to look at it and see it from a positive point of view rather than a negative and rather depressing a point of view?
Great question, that is. And after getting my healing, I then realized that, you know what, this pastor's kid thing that I thought was a burden all along is actually really a blessing. And a blessing in what way? A blessing in that I was talking to my father the other day, and he was like, you know what? This book might paint me in a bad light to say that, I was oppressive to you. But I don't take it like that, because look at how you turned out to be. Look at who you are today. If you were now opposite to who you are, if you were a drunkard, if you were now just out of line, you were a rebel, and you didn't have direction in your life, then I would say I have failed. And that is the reason that I'm saying it was a blessing, because it instilled dignity and moral values in me to live my life in a positive light that today I am using to positively influence other people's lives. If it was not for this pastoral background, the Five Rand University wouldn't be here today. And if I was not my father's kid, I don't think I would be the public speaker that I am today. I don't think I would have the TMP Academy, which is an academy that helps people boost their public speaking skills, their confidence, and it helps them develop all the soft skills that they need to thrive in their personal and professional lives. I wouldn't be doing all of that because I wouldn't have all the experiences that came with being a pastor's kid. So I just decided, you know what? Who am I really? I asked myself, who am I and what do I have to offer? And that's when I went back deep inside myself and checked, wow. So being a pastor's kid gave me public speaking skills. It gave me confidence to stand in front of magnitudes of people. It gave me the confidence to have the knowledge that I have and to actually be able to help other people. Because believe it or not, what I'm doing is exactly what my dad is doing, but I'm just doing it in a new digital age kind of way. So I embraced who I am, and I'm a pastor's kid, a proud pastor's kid for that matter. And there's no disease, it's not a disease anymore. And what changed? Realize what changed. It is not the situation that changed. It's my perspective towards the situation. So many people are stuck in their situations. They feel like their situations are miserable. Their situation is bad and they don't see any future. They don't see hope out of their situation. But what I want to challenge everyone listening to do today is to change your perspective. Change how you look at your situation, because when you change how you see your situation, you change the outcome of your situation. And that is why today I consider myself as a pastor's kid more of a blessing than a burden.
Briefly tell us more about the academy, the TMP Academy. How did it come about? And for example, if Kagiso wants to enroll, how does it work? How do I become part of the academy? What is it that I get out of being part of the academy, or rather enrolling with the academy?
So the way the academy came about, let me start off by saying the importance of a coach. A coach is important in someone's life.
Yeah.
Last year during the first lockdown, the level 5, I resigned from where I was working to pursue my own business aspirations. Little did I know that that journey was not going to be easy. And to cut the long story short, I resigned in end of May. Towards September, I was now suffering. I was really, really suffering. It was bad. Didn't know what to eat. I was now threatened to be evicted where I stayed. It was a mess in my life. And then I met this coach of mine, my current coach, Mr. M. Dongo. Munyaradzi Dongo came to my rescue. He was God sent in my life. And that's where he reshaped my outlook on life. That's why I say perspective is important. He made me realize that what I'm doing on YouTube can be something powerful if I package it well and make it an academy, a global platform where I can put my knowledge in a form of courses that I can package to the global market, where people can enroll in the courses and learn the skills that I'm teaching for free on YouTube. So that's how my academy came into being, to help people actually to develop their personal identity and confidence. And over the years, because of the coaching that I received from Mr. Dongo, I got inspired to also now become a coach, because believe it or not, I just didn't realize that I was a coach. But all along, I would coach people on a one-on-one basis. People would come to me with their employment issues. They're scared of standing up and speaking out with their bosses. They know they're underpaid, and they just don't know how to communicate their salary increase. Some people just don't know how to prepare for their interviews. When they get the question, tell us about yourself, they freeze. And I was able to navigate around those things, and many people came to me for those advices, and I helped them, and they passed their interviews. Other people actually now got increases in their jobs because of the one-on-one sessions I was having with them. And that is where the power of the academy started showing up, because I have one-on-one coaching sessions. There's like two. Now I'm answering the question of how do you enroll. I've got two options that you can choose. It's the one where you do your self-study. You enroll in the academy and you do your self-study. That is 99 Rand. That is 99 Rand per month. You do the self-study. The courses always come up and you pay 99 Rand per month. You're just watching them at your own time, on your own pace, and you keep going back as much as you want. And the other one is the 349 package, which is a monthly package as well. That's where you now do the online studies as well as you get the one-on-one coaching with me. That's where you come up with your life and you say, you know what, Miracle, I'm stuck. I'm suffering at work. I don't know how to do this. And I'm like, let's break it down. And that's where I help you now to go back and repackage your life from where you come from in terms of your past. The things I talk about in my book, now we actually play them out. We do assignments. We do homeworks that you have to work through. And you realize that most of the fear that you have today of speaking out comes from the past experiences that you've been avoiding. So I hold you by the hand. I help you go through that. And the moment you go over that, you start realizing that you've got so much confidence. You believe in your capabilities. You believe in the work that you are doing. So I have a lot of testimonials that keep coming on how the academy is helping them. And I'm just amazed at what taking yourself seriously can do for you. And that is the challenge I'm bringing. And the book right now is really me bringing out a textbook to help the academy make more sense. So these two now, they work hand in hand to help the human being become the person that they are meant to be.
Briefly, as we close, tell us, when is the Five Friend University dropping? Is it available? Where do people access this? And as well as how do people enroll with your academy? Do they go onto YouTube? Is there any website? How does it work?
So let me start with the academy. To access the academy and what we have on the academy, go to the www.themiracleperspective.com, or you can just go to Google and say themiracleperspective.com. You will see my website appearing there, and you will see on ways how you can join the academy. Down there, when you scroll there, if you want to know more about how to, perhaps you just want to test out and see if this can help you, you can schedule a one-on-one 15 minutes call with me, and then we just run through, because I can't help everybody and the academy cannot help everybody. That's just the fact. So we can do a discovery call for 15 minutes to evaluate whether or not you and I can work together. That is the academy. And for the Five Friend University, the official release date of the book is the 25th of July, and that is about next week, Sunday. That is the official release date of the book. That is my birthday. So I named this book as my birthday gift to the world, because everyone is born for a specific reason. They are born to solve a specific problem. So your birthday is an introduction of a specific solution to the world. So understanding that, I realized that this book is a solution to the world. So it is being born on the same day that I am born, because I am packaging the solution that I'm bringing to the world. So that is the symbolism behind the book. The book is already up, available for pre-orders. The book is done and I'm holding it by the hand as we speak. It's just that I'm waiting for the release date. So you can start pre-ordering your book. Just go online and say 5 Rand, the number 5 Rand .themiracleperspective.com. It's 5 Rand .themiracleperspective.com, or search me on any of the social media platforms by The Miracle Perspective. You will see all the links on how you can get the book. So that is what The Miracle Perspective is coming. And this is a favor I'm asking from everyone who's buying the book, a favor that I'm asking from you, to wish me a happy birthday on the day by just posting a picture of you holding the book, because it will be delivered to you before the 25th of July. Post a picture and say, happy birthday TMP, I got my 5-Friend University. Or you can do a video or a picture, regardless of whatever works well for you. So that will be you wishing me a happy birthday, and just hashtag the 5-Friend University. I will be so happy to have you do that.
Great stuff. How much is the book?
The book is 270. It includes free shipping. Wherever you are in South Africa, for 270, the book will be delivered at your doorstep. And this is a special because we've got 2 different covers for the book, a maroon one and a blue one. Why? Because I ran a poll before the book covers were finalized. And these 2 covers, they were competing around 49-50%. So I decided, you know what, let me release both covers and allow people to have a selection of what they want. So before the 25th of July, people can choose the color they want and the cover they want. But after the 25th of July, you won't choose. You will get what I like, because there's a specific one I like for myself. And the second special is that the shipping is included within the 270. After the 25th of July, the shipping will not be included on the 270. If you are anywhere, you will need to pay extra for your shipping. So get it now, because it's a special. It's me giving you a birthday gift before my birthday comes up. So if you get it now, you get to pay 270. It includes free shipping. After the 25th of July, you will have to pay shipping on top, depending on where you are.
Great stuff. Thank you very much for really making a time to speak to us. Looking forward to getting this book myself and really going through it. And of course, we are talking to Miracle Mashwari Chawane, who has penned down the book, The 5-Friend. The 5-Friend University, very much interesting book there. And only 270, including Christian or wherever you are, you will get the book. And it is officially really released on the 25th of July 2021 on his birthday. And of course, if you really want to really wish him a very big birthday, you can really put up a video there or a picture of you with the book on any social. And of course, we'll talk more about it on the other side of the news. Thank you very much, sir, for making time to speak to us. We really appreciate it. And happy birthday prior from us here, and looking forward to celebrating with you on the 25th with the book on our hands as well.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kagiso, for the opportunity, and thank you to the listeners for giving me your ears. It's very much a pleasure for me to have you listen to me. I appreciate it and appreciate your support, guys. It really means a lot for you to believe in my vision and my thoughts. I really, really appreciate it, and all the best. I do give you this promise. When you buy the book, I am definitely not going to betray your trust. You are going to get what you are looking for. And if you don't get what you are looking for from the book, this is a guarantee I'm saying publicly. You are welcome to ask for a refund, and I will give you 100% money back guarantee. That shows that I have given it all I have, and I believe it's going to save you and help you. Thank you so much.
Great stuff. I have a blessed one. Looking forward to the book, and of course, really enrolling on that academy. Thank you. Have a blessed one, sir.
Thank you, sir. You too. Bye-bye.
Baba. That was Miracle Mashwari Chawane.